My pet peeves as a photographer. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe down below and hit that notification bell. So today I'm doing a Q&A, just basically questions I get asked a lot, and I also asked on my Instagram, so I wrote some of them down. I'm kind of just going to go in whatever random order. So the first question is, what do you use to edit? So I use Lightroom and Photoshop. I do have a video on how I edit on my phone, but I generally don't. I sit down and actually take my time on the computer. But yeah, Lightroom and Photoshop. Next question is, what camera do you recommend for a beginner? I get this asked a lot, and I don't have one specific camera recommendation. I use Nikon and Canon, but I mean literally any brand is fine, so long as if you're really trying to get into photography, a camera with a detachable lens and I mean manual mode so you can learn the settings, but that's really it. You don't have to go for anything super fancy. What is the weirdest request I've ever had? I don't really think I've had any weird requests. My clients are pretty straightforward. It's just like maternity or family photo shoots. There's a bug. My favorite photo shoot so far, that has to be the gold and black, I think. Yeah, probably. Recently, the gold and black that I did. My favorite kind of photography. So this one, people ask me a lot, and it's always the same thing. I'm into portraiture, and I want to get into conceptual portraiture, but it's just, you have to do a lot of thinking, and I feel like I'm always so busy that, yeah, I know, you can't be too busy to be creative, but I don't know. I just feel like I never get to that point where I want to. I know where I want to be, but it's not happening, up here. My worst experience on a photo shoot, I don't think I've had terrible experiences. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing traumatizing that I can remember off the top of my head. Yeah, I've had rude clients or demanding ones, but nothing terrible. My pet peeves as a photographer. Definitely when people touch my computer screen, it gets on my nerves. Yeah, if you touch it lightly, nothing's gonna happen, but the fingerprints, and I told you not to touch it. And I hate when you are pointing at something, you're like, yeah, that, and I'm understanding what you're pointing at, but then you continue pointing closer and closer until you touch it, but I already got the point, so there was no need for you to get that close anyway. And then also when people take pictures while I'm taking pictures, why did you hire me if you were gonna take the same pictures anyway? I hate that, really do. How do I become a photographer? Figure out if it's something that you want to invest a lot of time and money, because it's an expensive hobby if you don't want to do it as a job. One lens could cost you, $1,000, and you're not going to get that money back if you're not working as a photographer. But if you do really want to get into it, I would say you don't have to invest in such a crazy expensive camera or gear. You could get yourself a $15 reflector and I don't know, maybe a $400 camera, and you're set. You can start your business from that, really. And then to find your clients, you kind of start the way I did. You start doing free shoots, get better technique and creative wise, then your friends will start telling their friends, and little by little you can start charging low rates and then go higher and higher. Okay, so now these are some questions I got on Instagram. Somebody said, how do I get a website set up to distribute and sell my prints? Personally, I use Pixie Set. I know that you can use other websites like Shopify and just generic website building websites. And then you can have people just Venmo or PayPal you just have it in the kind of like a contact me section in the page, have them fill out a form, and then you get back to them and give them your Zelle, PayPal, Cash App, whatever. I use Pixie Set because you pay $300 300, I think, 320, yes, if I'm not wrong, for the year. It gives you like a portal to give your photos to your clients. It gives you the website. It gives you an app to give each client with their photos to put on like their home screen, which is really, you know, it makes you stand out. And it also gives you a shop. So you can sell your prints, sell any kind of merch on there, personalized mugs and stuff. So I would definitely give Pixie Set a try if you're willing to invest. It basically comes out to less than $1 a day if you think about it. What's your favorite lens for portraits? Honestly, I don't use that many lenses. I stick to my 50. Actually, I haven't used my 50 in a really long time. So basically I can count on just my 24 to 70 for almost anything. I go to events and I do my portraits in studio with a 24 to 70, so it's pretty versatile. What camera and lens do you use? So again, 24 to 70, and I use the 80D, the Canon 80D. I do have some Nikons, but I don't really use them on my day-to-day basis. They're kind of just there as an extra, you know, if I need a different kind of lens, like at the same time. But yeah, I stick to my Canon. What kind of lighting to use when taking pictures of foods or dishes? Personally, I don't do food photography, but I know that a lot of people just use window lighting, so it's natural, and then maybe a reflector or some kind of styrofoam board to make the lighting even. But I mean, I have photographed once, and I just used the sun on one side, and then I had one strobe with a snoot on it. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically like a cone that makes the light a little bit smaller and more direct, and then the light is like the flashing photography lights from the studio that you see in movies. How often do you take pictures, and is it your full-time job? Currently, yeah, it is my full-time job. I technically have 2 or 3, I guess. I rent my studio, I work as a freelance photographer, so whenever somebody hires me, and I also work for Lifetouch. That is, if you know Shutterfly, it's just one of their companies. They go and take pictures of children at their school. It's like picture day. So I'm basically taking pictures every single day. How do you find models? I do have a video on exactly how I find models and how you can find models a few different ways. I personally basically exclusively get them from Instagram, or they DM me and want to collab, but I will link that video if you want more information on that down below. What is the hardest part about photography? With my age comes a lot of, I guess, like distrust. They don't think that I'm capable of doing so well because I'm so young. I mean, it's easier now that I have more of a portfolio and, you know, reputation built up, but even just like a year ago, it was really hard to get clients because I was so young and they thought that, you know, naive, and I didn't know what I was doing. So age, pricing's really hard because you don't want to overprice, and in the area I'm in, it's more or less middle to low income, so I also don't want to make it seem like impossible to get a shoot with me, and then I don't want to underdo it where it's not worth my time, so that's really difficult. Oh, and also taste. Everybody has different tastes, so I don't know what route to go with sometimes with clients because they say they want something, but then they don't give me examples, so there's a million ways I could go about it, and I kind of have to just read the room or go with my gut. How long do you take to edit each picture? So this is a really good question. I don't edit each picture, and I know a lot of photographers edit basically everything they shoot for their client and just send them over. I have specific packages, so when I do client work, I don't really edit any of the pictures in terms of photoshopping. I only use Lightroom and I color correct or color grade, so that takes me, I would say, maybe 20 minutes because I give them, my biggest package is like 35 pictures, so that'll take me a little while depending on how many different lighting situations I had. If I basically use the same lighting and the same setup throughout the entire thing, it's just copy pasting the same setting to all of them, so that takes maybe 10 minutes. But yeah, I wouldn't say more than 20 minutes. And if we're talking about photoshopping, like full-on editing and like skin retouching, making it perfect, I could take about an hour and a half It also comes with practice now, because I remember I did take 5 hours on one picture, maybe like 3 years ago, and I thought that I couldn't do all of my pictures like that because it was going to take 5 hours. But after practicing over and over again, it's quick. How do you find clients? Well, now it's mostly word of mouth and advertising myself on Instagram and Facebook now. I don't even know how to use Facebook, but shout out to my friend Marcella. I will link her website down below. She's really good at marketing and all of that stuff that I can't even. So she helps me with my Facebook because I don't even know how to send a message on that. So to find my clients, we do a lot of promotions and referrals. So if you refer your friend, you get this % off, or this month we're giving buy one get one off packages, things like that. It really ropes people in. So I can make them up because it's my business. I'm the one taking the pictures. It's not really like I'm not selling goods, so I don't have to lose anything. What I'm losing is time, but it still helps me promote myself the more shoots I do. So it's okay if I sell myself short a little bit and make it a little too cheap, but I still get new clients, and then their friends are going to tell their friends, they're going to tell their friends, and so on. And the last question is, has my battery ever died mid-shoot? Yeah, definitely. Well, okay, no, that's not mid-shoot, but I have been at the point many times, even recently, where I didn't notice my battery wasn't charged all the way, which that's my fault. And I didn't have a spare battery on me, also my fault. But I was taking pictures, and then I was basically done, so I'm like, okay, battery's dying, but I'm fine. And then people wanted extra pictures, and I didn't know how to tell them that the camera was dying, so I would turn it off between each picture, and then hope that by the time they were done, my camera died last minute and not, in between, and I go, oh, sorry, we can't take any more pictures. So it has happened to me, and I've panicked about it, but thankfully that I remember, it hasn't happened yet. Alright guys, so that was all of the questions. Very good questions. They had me thinking for a little bit. Don't forget to leave a like down below and comment any more questions you may have, and I will make a part 2. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!